Hey parents, Mr. Jim here. Ever since Osmo sent us our Genius starter kit, it's become the kids' favorite games to play with at home. The best part is how well they're designed to encourage learning in a way that's actually exciting. I've honestly never seen my kids pick up new skills as fast as they are after playing with Osmo. I can't help but play along with my kids as we're having a blast playing games that explore math, puzzles, art, reading, and more. Genius starter kits come with a base and reflector that fit most iPad models. Available at playosmo.com. That's playosmo.com. Osmo, learning well played. Hey parents, this October on Disney Plus, Disney's The Mysterious Benedict Society returns for season 2. Relying on only their wits, intellect, and empathy, the charming group of misfits embark on a globe-trotting adventure by air, land, sea, and pie truck. Calling upon their special skills to solve the mysteries and rescue their lost comrades. Along the way, the kids experience the growing pains that come along with being a part of their newfound family, while remaining true to their unique selves and discovering what true happiness really means. All these and more streaming this month only on Disney Plus. Hey friends, it's Mr. Jim, and welcome back to Kid Short Stories. If this is your first time or you're still newer to our family, I want to encourage you to try 5. That's our challenge where, for 5 days in a row, your kids listen to some awesome stories to use their imagination and watch their creativity come to life. You see, we make stories every single day for you, and you just never know what kind of story you're going to find on any given day. So hang with me for 5 days, whether maybe driving in the car or maybe during lunchtime. And I think you're going to find something pretty amazing happens. Well, friends, are you ready for today's adventure? Me too, let's go! It was a beautiful day as Weston was playing outside. He had built something absolutely magical. He had pulled together a whole bunch of branches and things and had actually created like a shelter. Have you ever seen a shelter built out of sticks and leaves and branches? Yes, Weston is a master shelter builder, and this one was pretty amazing. But all of a sudden, he heard a sound. What was that? He spun around and looked. There was nothing there. And then he heard it again. Oh, I think that's my stomach growling, said Weston. He thought it was like a terrifying monster, but it was only his own tummy. It must be snack time if my stomach is making these sounds. All right, shelter, I will be back, said Weston as he left his shelter in the backyard and walked inside. Mom, I'm kind of hungry. Is there something I could have to eat? Yeah, Weston, you can pick out a snack in the pantry. I'm doing some work over here, so are you okay on figuring it out on your own? She called out. Yes, I can do that. I'm a master snack maker, said Weston. Weston and his mom had spent a lot of time in the kitchen working together, and she had taught him how to make a lot of different snacks along the way. He walked over to the pantry and opened the door. All right. What should I... not that. Wait a second. What's way back there? Said Weston. All the way back in the back corner of the pantry was a box of Jello. I love Jello, said Weston. He had to get up on its tippy toes and reach all the way back and grab onto the box with just 2 fingers. And there, he got it. Oh, I've never seen Jello that looks like that before. Oh well, I'm sure it'll be delicious, said Weston. He turned around and got all the ingredients and everything ready to start making Jello. Who likes to eat Jello? Oh, it's pretty delicious. And the way it jiggles around. Ooh, Jello's a pretty fun thing. What's your favorite color? I wonder if that would taste delicious. Well, Weston started working very hard. Him and his mom had made Jello 100 times together, so he was pretty much a Jello expert. He got everything ready, and now it was time to wait. He figured that instead of staring at the Jello waiting for it to set, he could go outside and finish working on his shelter, and then by the time he was done, the Jello would be ready to eat. That's pretty smart because sometimes when you're just like sitting there waiting for something to happen, those minutes can crawl by very slowly, right? Yeah, so that's a pretty smart idea. Weston went back outside and started working on the roof of his shelter. He had to find some more large branches that could span across the whole top and cover it also with some leaves to provide shelter from the rain. After about 30 minutes, he stood back and looked at this amazing shelter that he had built. Wow, this might be my best one ever. Oh, holy smokes, I think I lost track of time and I hope the Jello's ready. Weston dropped the 3 sticks that were in his hand and raced inside, eager to see if his bright green Jello was ready to eat. It looks perfect. And it looks... Wow, I've never seen Jello that bright before. It looks almost magical. I bet it's absolutely delicious. He raced over and grabbed a spoon and sat down and took the first bite. He carefully scraped his spoon into the Jello and watched as it carved through like a pumpkin. He held up his spoon and watched as the green Jello jiggled back and forth on that spoon. All right, let's test it. Oh, that's good. That is delicious. And before you knew it, Weston gobbled up a lot of Jello. That was a very special snack. But unfortunately, something was about to get a little crazy right now. He finished the last spoonful of Jello. Oh, that was delicious. I gotta clean up. He put all the bowls in the sink and started cleaning up from the mess that had happened from the creation of the Jello. And then all of a sudden, something strange started happening. Wait a second. What's wrong with my fingers? It's like it feels weird and it's kind of hard to pick it up. Wait a second. Ah! All of a sudden, as he was reaching to grab things, his fingers turned into Jello. Like he couldn't, his fingers weren't strong enough anymore to hold on to anything. They would just slip right off and his fingers would bounce. Just like Jello. And then his arm. And then his elbow and his shoulder. And then his toes and his... Ah! I'm turning into Jello! Shouted Weston. His mom came running. Weston, what's going on? She couldn't believe it that she was staring at her son, who had started wibbling and wobbling and squibbling and squabbling. He was made of Jello now. Dun, dun, dun! Mom, I don't know what happened. I found this package of Jello in the back of the pantry and I made it and it was delicious and now look at me. His mom's eyes were ginormous and she put her hand over her mouth. You didn't eat that Jello packet all the way back in the pantry, did you? That's exactly the one I ate, said Weston. Oh dear, said his mom. Why did you say, oh dear, was there something wrong with that Jello? Was it poisoned? What's happening? Well, the other day I went to the grocery store and there was a leprechaun running around the parking lot, putting Jello and hot cocoa in everybody's carts. I thought it was kind of strange, and so I put it in the back of the pantry because I didn't want anyone to find it and eat it because I don't know if you can trust a leprechaun's Jello. A leprechaun's Jello? Said Weston. I didn't know leprechauns liked Jello. Exactly, and that's why I was a little weary about that Jello. And now I understand why. It was probably all just a leprechaun trick. How do I turn myself back? Said Weston. I can't handle all of this jiggling. By now, Weston's entire body had turned to jello and was now jiggling with every time he tried to move. What would you do if you turned into jello? That would be pretty hilarious. I wonder if you would taste good. I wonder if, that's interesting. Well, I don't think Weston wants to taste himself, but they need to find a way to turn him back to a normal person, not jello. Wait a second. I have an idea, said his mom. It might sound crazy, but that leprechaun, he gave me the jello and hot cocoa. I wonder if we make hot cocoa, if that will turn you back to normal. His mom reached back to the very far back of the pantry, and there it was. A strange package of hot chocolate, one that they'd never seen before. It was probably one that the leprechaun made. Okay, I'll try anything. Just make it quickly, said Weston. His mom made a delicious cup of hot cocoa using that powder from the leprechaun, and Weston sipped on the hot chocolate, and it was delicious. This is the best hot chocolate I've ever tasted, said Weston. And all of a sudden, look at that! My fingers! They look normal again. And then his arm, and his elbow, and his shoulder, and his toes, and I'm back to normal! Shouted Weston, who gave his mom a very big hug, happy to be a normal kid again. This may be the end of the story, but I think Weston and his mom learned a very valuable lesson. To never eat magic jello made by leprechauns. The end. Hey Barons, Mr. Jim here to tell you why our kids love learning with Osmo's Genius Starter Kit. Ever since Osmo sent us our Genius Starter Kit, thanks Osmo, it's become the kids' favorite games to play with at home. The best part is how well they're designed to actually encourage learning in a way that's really exciting. I've honestly never seen my kids pick up new skills as fast as they are after playing with Osmo. You see, Osmo uses real, tangible pieces that look and feel just like toys that interact with an immersive digital experience. So don't just watch, but play along with your kids and have a blast, playing games that explore math, puzzles, art, reading, and more. The Genius Starter Kit comes with a base and a reflector that fits most iPad models. Available at playosmo.com. That's playosmo.com. Osmo, learning well played. Great job, you listened all the way to the end, and you know what time it is. It's time for Kid Shoutouts! I want to say hey to Rowan and Fox from Pennsylvania, Minnie from British Columbia, Landry and Rex from Katy, Texas, Jimmy from Australia, Emmeline from British Columbia, Mary from New Jersey, Frankie from New Hampshire, and Wesson from Ontario. I'm so glad that you're all in the Kid Short Stories family. And on the Spy team, we could not stop Dr. Stinky Breath and his crew without you, my friends. Well, you have a super duper day, and I will see you next time. Bye!